For the first time ever, Dale Jr. goes to victory lane as a crew chief. We'll talk about how Pocono's been lying to us about the number of corners they have, and let's talk a little bit about the Tab Boyd situation. Welcome back to Break Hard. I'm Matt. So we'll just talk about what everybody's noticing right off the bat here. Yes, that is in fact a red Star Wars bobblehead that's over my shoulder here, a new addition to the bookshelf behind me. Now, let's get into what we want to talk about today. Shout out to my barber as well. And we're going to start off with Dale Earnhardt Jr. One race as a crew chief, one win as a crew chief. He picked up his first ever NASCAR Xfinity Series win, serving as a crew chief on Saturday when Connor Zilisch went to victory lane in that 88 car at Pocono. Zilisch picked up his first ever oval win, no longer viewed as a one-trick pony to some of the mouth-breathing audience that is out there that's like, it's only good at road courses. Now, do some research. The kid is absolutely great everywhere he goes, and it was just a matter of time before he won on an oval, and he finally gets that done on Saturday, leading 34 laps. Probably had the second best car of the day behind Chase Elliott. We'll get to more of that in a second, but according to Seth Eggert, Dale Earnhardt Jr. joins a pretty exclusive list. He becomes the 9th person ever to win a race as a driver, win a race as a team owner, and win a race as a crew chief, which is pretty impressive nonetheless. It has a list that includes names like Bob Keselowski and James Hilton, a pretty eclectic list, if you will, in terms of all the names that are on there. So, hey, hats off to Dale. He got it done. Just a warm body up there, as Kyle Busch said, which was kind of taken out of context there, basically saying that like Dale's there to just kind of be the mouthpiece to Marty Lindley and everybody back in Charlotte. That's, conveying what they want to have done to the race car here. Nevertheless, Dale was on top of the pit box, seemed like he had an absolute joy of a day up there, and how could you not when you have a car as fast as that? Zilisch, like I said, probably the second best car of the day behind Chase Elliott. That Hendrick Motorsports 17 HendrickCars.com car was really, really strong. Once again, he led a race high 38 laps, but a late race restart saw Justin Allgaier get loose on the bottom and kind of chase up the racetrack there. Chase dropped back to 8th, and then on the final restart just did not have enough to go from 8th all the way up to 1st. He had to settle for a 4th place finish. But you have Connor Zilisch winning the race. You have Jesse Love, best friend, finishing in 2nd. They had a pretty good battle back and forth amongst themselves. And then you have Christian Eckes picking up his best finish of the season. And hey, maybe a win's around the corner for him in the near future here. We'll have to wait and see on that. Chase Elliott 4th, and Ryan Sieg, really strong speed out of that RSS car this weekend, rounding out your top 5. It was a bit of a weird day, 10 cautions for 41 laps. It was a lot. You had, obviously, Chase wasn't out there racing for stage points. He was flipping stages. Some decent size incidents as well. Austin Hill, William Sawalich, Brandon Jones all kind of got taken out in one. We saw heavy damage to Sheldon Creed, some, lazy spins by the 70 car, and a couple others. I shouldn't say lazy spins, but like single car spins by all of them. Daniel Dye got caught up in that wreck as well that had Austin Hill and others in it. So yeah, it was a pretty busy day out on the racetrack in terms of incidents. The Cup race on Sunday, we'll see how that is, because the bumps going through the tunnel turn have certainly gotten more aggressive. And we saw with Josh Berry in the Cup practice, he damaged his diffuser to the point where they couldn't even set a qualifying lap, and he never wrecked. That was just going over the bumps. So I think Sunday could bring us some interesting approaches to getting over the bumps, or maybe some incidents coming through there as well. But the Xfinity Series race, by Pocono standards for the Xfinity Series, it was fine. It was passing. It was probably a B- race, maybe a solid B in there. Nothing that you're going to really be nothing is really going to be super memorable, other than the fact that like Dale Jr. went to victory lane, which is cool for him. We're also shaping up to have a pretty decent points battle for the Xfinity Series in terms of locking themselves into the playoffs. Between Taylor Gray and Christian Eckes, you're looking at somewhere around about 50-ish points in that range for those two drivers. And I don't think that Eckes is in a must-win situation yet. I certainly think with the way the Xfinity Series runs that he could definitely make up those 50 points before the playoffs start. Daniel Dye is about 20 points below Eckes. I think that he's flirting on that because we've seen some pretty big point swings in the Xfinity Series, but when you're approaching kind of that 70 to 80 point range, that's almost getting into must-win territory for him there. Harrison Burton on Saturday dropped 2 spots. Not ideal for him. Sammy Smith obviously has a win. He dropped a spot, but Ryan Sieg, he jumped up 3 spots, which is great for him. So the points battle is heating up. We still have a number of races to go for sure, but it's something to start thinking about as we enter these summer months and start to head off towards fall when the playoffs, of course, will get started. But hey, Connor Zilisch goes to victory lane, Dale Earnhardt Jr. victory lane as the race-winning crew chief. Really cool opportunity for him. Obviously, he owns the team, so it's easy to do. But nevertheless, still goes to victory lane as a crew chief. There's a lot of mysteries in life. Like, is there actually footage of Elliott Sadler's crash at Pocono? Or what happened to the in-car footage of Jeff Gordon's crash at Las Vegas? Did McDonald's really get rid of the snack wrap just to bring it back so they get some good publicity, even though they were going to do it all along, but they made it seem like people actually got what they wanted out of it? How were the pyramids built? And why didn't Arkansas just turn a double play and they would have gone on to the College World Series championship game? I don't know. A lot of mysteries in life. Another one, why does Pocono keep lying to us? Oh, we only have 3 turns. No, you don't. NASCAR's most famous triangle, joining other famous triangles like the Bermuda Triangle, Jay-Z's Rock Nation, Phil Jackson's Triangle Offense, continues to tell us that they only have 3 corners. They're 3 corners based off of Trenton, Ontario, and Indianapolis. And out of those 3, only one of those actually makes sense on the way this track is numbered. Pocono numbers itself this way: turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. What turn 4? Their cute little marketing campaign that they have on the wall there in turn 3. Well, I'm here to tell you, Pocono, you got 5 turns, and that's the marketing program that you should be running on. Because as it stands, with the way that NASCAR numbers corners, you enter the corner, turn 1. You exit the corner, turn 2. We all can get down with that. We all understand how it works. You get on the backstretch, 3, you exit, 4. That's how a lap is done. That's how an oval is numbered. But at Pocono, they don't do it that way. They say, oh, each one is just one corner itself. No. Wrong. You actually have 5 corners. Now, let's walk through this here on this very detailed map that I have created for you. So, you enter here, turn 1. You exit turn 2, the same way we do at every other oval on the schedule. Turn 3, based off of Indianapolis. That gets to have its own number. Why? Because we all agree Indianapolis has 4 corners. You have 1 corner, short chute, corner, backstretch, corner, short chute, corner, front stretch. We all can get down with that. There's 4 there. You get the single one. You go down here, turn 4, you enter, you exit out of turn 5 to have a 5-turn oval. And that is the marketing campaign that Pocono should be running on. None of this, oh, what turn 4 nonsense. No. You should be running on the fact that you are the only oval in NASCAR with 5 turns. Now, if Pocono smartened up and had track limits and made everybody run the dogleg, there's certainly a question to be had there. If they want to contest this to be like, hey, we're the smallest 5-turn oval on the NASCAR schedule. And hey, I'll do the marketing for you. Maybe sell some tickets out of this. But Pocono is the only 5-turn oval, as it currently stands, on the NASCAR schedule, and they need to be running on that marketing platform, because if not, then what's the point? Oh, it's a triangle. Sure, you're correct here, except it's a triangle in the sense of it's got rounded corners. If this was a straight right into a point, all the way up, boom, boom, around, we're going into an acute angle down here and then immediately going right back up. Yeah, okay, I can get behind that, into a 90 up here, down into another one. Okay, I get it, right? Yeah, okay, triangle. But it's not, it's rounded. So you enter, you exit, you enter, exit. 5 turns around Pocono. That is the type of investigative reporting that you get from Break Hard. You're welcome for that. Screen went black. 5 turns at Pocono. That's all that matters. All right, let's talk about the Tab Boyd situation. So if you're not familiar, Tab Boyd was the spotter for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in that number 47 car at Hayek Motorsports. He was let go from the team earlier this week, and Clayton Hughes will take over as the spotter for Ricky Stenhouse starting this weekend at Pocono. You're familiar with Clayton Hughes. He was Martin Truex Jr.'s longtime spotter. He was the one that always come over the radio and be like, new leader, MTJ, stage winner, MTJ, you know the name. So now he can say stage winner, RSJ at maybe like Daytona, Talladega, or Atlanta, or even race leader at one of those as well. We'll have to wait and see how he's going to play that out, but it works out kind of perfectly with the MTJ, RSJ type of thing there. Tab, though, was not happy about being in Mexico, and he tweeted out, "I'm ready to go home. Screw this place. People can talk it up all they want. Can't even walk out the front door of the hotel without getting hustled and money snatched in less than 5 minutes. Good area, my ass." So the guys over at Stacking Pennies basically made it sound like he was doing like a bit of a currency exchange out on the street and maybe got taken advantage of, got hustled, basically, in the words of Tab Boyd there. So he said that on Twitter, and now it appears that that's the reason why he was let go. The team has not put out an official statement or anything like that, but that seems to be the bit of a smoking gun here, if you will. And it comes on the heels of Carson Hocevar getting fined by Spire Motorsports $50,000 for calling Mexico a shithole. And I'm sure others within the industry have said worse things than that privately, but it wasn't public, so that's what happens. Now, you're of course going to run into all the First Amendment warriors, which everybody should be supportive of the First Amendment. Absolutely be supportive of the First Amendment. I'm not sitting here saying that you shouldn't, because now more than ever, we need to be able to say whatever we want to say and not have to worry about prosecution because of it. Tab Boyd, though, I need people to remember that Tab Boyd represents his employer, that being Hayek Motorsports, and their sponsors, whoever was going to be on the car that week or in the future as well. So when you become a liability like that, then teams have to make actions. Then employers have to make actions. And while you have the right to say whatever you want to say, I'm not saying that you don't, there are consequences to saying things at times. Like I said about Carson Hocevar, if this was Tab Boyd Motorsports, sponsored by Tab Boyd, say whatever the heck you want, because hey, you're the one that has to deal with the fallout from it. But in this situation, yeah, maybe Hayek was just like, hey man, we're not going to deal with this going forward. And maybe there was more to it. I want to believe that there was more to the story than just that tweet. Because if you're getting fired over tweets like that, that's not a precedent that I want to see set. And I don't like it. I feel uneasy about somebody getting fired for basically saying good area my ass. The fact that they don't like going to Mexico. Listen, there's certainly places I don't like going. I probably have tweeted about them if I'm being honest. I don't know off the top of my head. But you shouldn't get punished for being like, I don't like being here. Because not everybody likes going to every place, wherever they have to travel to. He's there for work. He's like, hey man, listen, made up my mind. I don't want to be here. I don't like this at all. Fine. Totally get it. At the same time, though, if he was taken advantage of and everything and that kind of, spoiled his whole thought process here towards the city and the event and everything like that, I get it. Just don't go to Twitter and say things like that. So part of me, as dumb as bad as it sounds, rather, hopes that there was more to the story than just that tweet, because if it's just that tweet, I don't like that at all. I think that sets a bad precedent. I think that sends a bad message as well, that like, hey, you literally can't say anything negative about it. And listen, if you want to say something negative, totally fine with that, but have something, proof to back it up. Not just be like, hey, I don't want to go to Mexico because I hear all these bad things on the news and everything like that. So Tab, no longer the spotter for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He's been let go. Clayton Hughes in for this weekend. I will say Tab Boyd's name was still listed in the portal, the crew roster portal, for being the spotter of Ryan Ellis on the 71 Xfinity Series car. So he's still around the sport, just doesn't appear to have a Cup Series job anymore at that. So let me know in the comments what you thought about Dale Jr. picking up his first win as a crew chief, Connor Zilisch winning for the first time on an oval, whether or not Pocono had 3 turns, 4 turns, 5 turns. Let me know your thoughts on that and the whole Tab Boyd situation. Of course, it's pretty polarizing, but I'm interested to hear what other people had to say as well. So like and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on TikTok at BreakHard, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at BreakHardBlog.